What is up, bros and hoes? It's Ashley OpTic MiDNiTE, and today we are doing episode number 19 of Powered Down. We have a guest this time. Oh my god.
Crazy.
Let's not scare her away right away, Amanda. Holy shit.
Okay,
cow.
sorry.
Yeah, don't make eye contact, okay? Just look over here. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Our guest this week is Butters, SOAR Butters, Noisy Butters. I love your name actually a lot, and I'm really glad that all your social media is the same because it was very easy to put into this layout.
Yeah.
And so it's good to have you here. Before you came in, we were talking about Spider-Man because Amanda went and saw the new Spider-Man. Could I call you Spider-Manda?
You could call me Spider-Manda.
I saw, like, I wasn't at the stream. Yeah, exactly. I wasn't at the stream, so I'm living with regret. But apparently you were flinging webs.
I was
mask.
flinging webs. 100%, definitely. People were like mystified and odd.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Was that the day you went to go see Spider-Man or not?
No, that was the day after. And like I just made my stream title, I wish I was watching Spider-Man right now. Or something like that.
Because you wanted to go see it again.
I did see it again too.
Is it?
I saw it
What?
yesterday.
Is it that? Oh, so is that good, or is that just a you thing that you love? When you love a movie, you want to go see it right away.
It's mixed. It's actually it's the best Spider-Man movie yet. I would say it's the best Spider-Man movie yet. Dude, Tobey Maguire is living off nostalgia alone. The more I see that movie, the more I'm like, dude, he can't act.
Okay, that's just disrespectful because Tobey Maguire can act. The
He
problem
can, just
is
not as Peter Parker.
that Spider-Man is a corny motherfucker.
No, because this guy pulls it off super well. I'm not saying I hate Tobey Maguire. I still watch just think about the Spider-Man 3 when he does the whole like emo thing and it's like that hair, the face, and the
yeah.
Just bad. It gets bad, and it's just like I reshot part of that. I need to actually get it like finalized because I want to upload it, and it's like I basically reshot parts of. I took parts of Spider-Man and put different music behind it, so it looks like he's like a serial killer stalking Mary Jane because of the way he talks to her, and it works like perfectly.
Wait, you made this edit?
Yeah, I have to make it better though, and then I'll release it to the world.
Are you putting it on Twitter? Or where are you putting it?
I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet.
I don't think
but
you
it's
can
good.
Put
it's gonna
that
be like
on
a fake.
Wait, you could put it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like a reshot movie trailer.
Dude, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right, I was debating on whether or not I should trigger you into another dimension and talk mad shit about Spider-Man and talk about how much better Batman is as a person and as a hero, but I'm gonna stop.
They're just different.
They are. They're comparing apples to oranges. They're really not the same thing.
Exactly. They're not similar at all.
I think I don't know. I was, me from earlier podcasts. I was like pretty anti new Spider-Man movie because I'm like, looks corny, it looks stupid, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Same people that say it's good, same people think the Avengers is good. Not into it, but dude, see, I do it just slightly, trigger just a little bit, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna say some crazy shit if you keep talking shit.
Yeah.
But so I was like, I don't really want to see it, but I see everyone on Twitter is like, yo, new Spider-Man's lit. And I'm like, dang, that sounds kind of cool. And I heard like. So explain this to me, Spider-Woman. In the new movie, his webs come from a thing that makes his webs, but in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man's, his webs come from his wrist because of his mutation thing?
But that's like the only. There's been a couple of comic books where they've made it that it actually comes out of his hand, but Spider-Man always traditionally had web shooters. Like he had to make that. That's not just something. Okay, thinking realistically, if he got bit by a spider and got the ability to shoot webs, where would they come from, Ashley?
His wrist, because he's
his asshole, Ashley, because that's where spiders shoot webs from.
Okay, but if we're talking realistic, none of these movies would exist.
Exactly, okay. But no, Spider-Man has always traditionally been like the spider powers are the spider sense, which is like super overpowered. If he had anything else added in there, he's literally like, it's like God tier. That if he could just make this stuff out of nothing. So he's got the spider sense. He can climb the walls because it's like fingers and stuff. And then he also gets super fit. He's got superhuman strength. So he's got a bunch of powers. But the thing about the web shooters is it actually lets you know how smart he is. He's not just some stupid little kid. He was smart enough to like come up with that.
So this teenager in this movie, who's a real teenager in real life, which is why
he's 20 now, actually. But yeah,
might as well be a teenager to me.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Did you see the OpTic video? I think it was it was Aaron's channel or Hitch's channel. They did a video where they had to guess a girl's age, and they were looking at like social media chicks, and like some of them were like 14, but they look like super hot 18-year-olds.
Yeah, that whole challenge is creeping me out, honestly.
It is creepy, but I'm telling you, I would ace that shit. I could tell by their cheekbones and their face.
You can tell.
There's
just certain things that give it away.
Also, if they don't know about like any cartoons from the 90s, bye. You're too young.
Yeah, exactly. You're too young.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I completely derailed us. So
No.
I'm confused. In the new movie, Spider-Man has an actual thing that functions on his wrist that he made, or does it still look like it's coming out of his arm?
It's on a. You can see it. It's the same. It was the same thing with the Andrew Garfield movie. You could see it. This one they play it up a little bit more, so it's more noticeable because it's got like the They really play up that it's cartridges that he can flip in and out and like add things to.
So
and
he
stuff.
has to reload.
Yeah, you gotta. That's always been another thing. That's a challenge that he has to deal with. So in this one, it's really cool. They actually have it built into his suit where he can like they're stuck to the side. He can just pull them out of the side of his suit. But like obviously, if you were gonna be Spider-Man, it would be cooler if the stuff was just coming out of your arms. But that's never been traditional. That's like there's been a couple of comic books where that has been a thing. But traditionally, Spider-Man has always had web shooters.
And that's from the books. And so people who like the comic
straight
books
up
like that better.
Well, yeah, it's just accurate. It's just straight up accurate.
The reason that I want to see it now is because Twitter, a bunch of people on my timeline were saying it has a good villain finally, and I love a good. That's the best part about superhero movies to me is a good ass villain.
Yeah, and that is where Batman is lucky that most of the cool villains he has pretty much all the cool villains.
Yes.
You know?
He's not lucky though because he's better. His story's better.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. He got people that wrote better villains for him, whereas like other people get like lame villains. So
exactly,
that's
because
Spider-Man has good villains. Spider-Man does have good villains. Batman obviously has. I don't know. Batman's just disproportionately.
Batman is in a league of his own.
When it comes to villains, absolutely. But I like villains that you can kind of relate to. I don't like it when villains are just like, I'm here to destroy the world for no apparent reason or just for something really stupid. I like villains that you can relate to and have a hard time wanting them to fail at the same time.
Like
even
the
though,
Joker.
Well, Ashley, why would you relate with the Joker? I like the Joker as a villain.
He's wild. He's
but
crazy.
I'm talking about like your X-Men, your Magneto, like, you know, like Magneto hates humans because he was in like, you know, concentration camps and stuff. So like he's just reverse dealing with things, you know, like anti-hero villains or like Loki and Thor.
There's like an origin that makes sense instead of just like this guy's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Here's just a villain that we're gonna fight for no apparent reason, you know? Like I like that. And this villain's a little bit more in that vein.
What's the villain's name? Or is it
It's the Vulture.
Spoiler. The who?
It's the Vulture. Everybody knows it's the Vulture.
He sounds easy to beat. Spider-Man, you got easy to beat villain. No, I'm just kidding. I've really just saying
but you
shit
also,
to make
yeah,
her
but
bad.
true. But you got to keep in mind this is like 15-year-old Peter Parker Spider-Man, not like this is
so like he's
OG Peter Parker. This is like Peter right when he gets his powers. This is like little baby Spider-Man, which is when Spider-Man's the best. He's best when he's in high school. The biggest mistake that the first movie made was having him being a senior when it was Tobey Maguire. Because then he graduated, and then it was like...
Does he still get bit by the spider, and that's how he got his powers?
Yeah, but they don't do any of that. It's not an origin story. There's no origin in this. They're like, we've had 2 origin story Spider-Man movies. There's no reason to do it anymore.
That's true.
Everybody knows what happens to Spider-Man. Uncle Ben's not... They don't even mention Uncle Ben.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think we could say more without spoiling it. You saw it twice. So
I saw it twice.
Did you love the new Spider-Man?
I do. I love the new Spider-Man.
Is it the best superhero movie you've ever seen in your life?
Is it the best superhero movie I've ever seen in my life?
Does it crack the top 3?
It's up there. It's up there.
Like top 5?
It's top 5 for sure. It's top 5 for sure. Yeah, because some movies get like that nostalgia factor in, but I'd say it's like either in 3rd or 4th place, I would say.
What's your 2 favorite superhero movies?
It's like weird. Okay, I've got like this weird super nostalgia thing for the second X-Men movie, X2, even though I know it's not that great because like I'm a huge X-Men fan and I saw that when I was like 12, so like it hit me hard because like movies aren't bad when you're 12. Like the things that
every movie's amazing when you're 12.
Yeah, the things that you grow up knowing aren't that great, and that was like the golden age of like superhero movies when it was okay for them to be kind of more comic booky, so it was like it blew my mind. So that's number 1. And then I've got like such a soft spot for Guardians of the Galaxy. And then I love the Avengers movie, but I think I like this more than the Avengers movie. Don't make faces, Batman versus Superman.
I would
Don't
never make a face at your music or movie preference ever.
Ever.
Fucking weird. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, it's a really great movie. I'd say it's the best Spider-Man movie, even though like you get the nostalgia from the Tobey Maguire, but like I mentioned, or like I will be mentioning, the older I get, the weirder he seems. Yeah.
When it becomes weird to like run around as Spider-Man in that outfit, then is that where the interest tapers
No,
off
it's
for
like
you?
It's just his acting comes across as very odd to me.
Are you talking about Tobey Maguire specifically?
I'm talking about Tobey Maguire.
Oh god, you're talking about Spider-Man in general.
No way, man. Spider-Man is great.
So Butters, your real name's I feel weird calling you Butters. Can I call you Hannah? Is that okay?
Either or, whatever
okay.
you prefer.
So you're like me. I mean, I guess I like some superhero movies, so I can't say you don't like them though.
Yeah, no.
High five. Reenact the high five we did before
Here
we
we
were
go. 3, 2,
recording.
1, go. Hi.
Amanda's like, what the fuck?
It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to like superheroes. It's fine.
We're so uncultured, aren't we?
No,
Yeah.
no, you're fine. You're fine.
I feel like we are. So anyway, I did a horrible job introing you though. So you are a content creator. You upload a lot of YouTube videos. I see.
I do.
You stream, which I've seen. Dope stuff. You went to Anaheim and met Amanda. So
I did.
And you're both
Yeah.
in SOAR.
Yes.
So that's cool. That's awesome. And so, yeah, that's what she does. She makes content. I'm going to put all her links down in the description. I thought she'd be a good guest just because Amanda knows her pretty well. And I actually remember following you a long time. I think it was before you were in SOAR, right?
Mm-hmm.
I followed you and
I
watched
know
your
exactly
videos.
how I caught your attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you were like my idol when I was like 16 years old.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't
And I was
even
like,
that
well,
long
for
ago,
Christmas
was it?
for her to follow me, and you did.
Yeah.
And I freaked out.
it was a campaign that she held to follow me or to follow her. And if I
That
usually
lasts 1
when people do that, I'm like, yo,
Nah.
why? Why am I that cool to this person that they're campaigning for me to follow them? There's so many other cool people on Twitter. So I followed her and I checked out her videos and she's actually really funny. So I was like, dope, I'm gonna stay following her.
Yeah.
And
Thank
then
you.
I met Amanda and then you guys are friends, so it just makes sense to have you on the podcast. So
Exactly.
also we haven't had a guest in like forever. And also we won't be having a guest next week because next week is the 20th episode and we're gonna be doing it live.
Yep.
F it. We'll do it live.
Mhm. We're doing that.
We'll do it live.
I know.
And we're doing that because Amanda actually has to travel next weekend.
Mhm.
And speaking of travel, I'm traveling tomorrow or the day this is getting uploaded on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm driving because I hate flying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving 5 hours to Chicago to do I think it's like a live or not live. I shouldn't say that. It's the first smooth competition where we're going to be allowing like the Green Wall to come hang out with us. They had to sign up, RSVP or something. They signed up, and then they'll be able to like do cool stuff with us. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like those blow up things
Yeah, I
at
think
this
so. That's what
Top
it looked
Golf
like.
place. So yeah, I don't really understand the meetup or the fan meetup parts of that. Like I don't know if you're not registered, if you can come meet me, but I will link to what's going on down in the description. If you happen to watch this right when it comes out, I'll be doing that. So I'll be going down there for 2 days, and then coming back. So
Sweet.
yeah, but next week I'll be down. I shouldn't be going anywhere. And you'll be back in time, right, Amanda? Tuesday?
Yes, I will be back. I'll be back by Tuesday. I get home
Praise.
at like Monday at 10 p.m. or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Butters, I saw your video where you talked about hating flying. I feel like I embrace that too.
Yeah. We connect on that level
Yes.
of disliking flying.
Well,
I'm the weirdo. I like flying.
You're
God, you are
crazy.
so weird.
Why do you
Yeah.
like it? Don't you hate being like... Okay, so actually, before I get ahead of myself and ask Amanda that, because I feel like I kind of already know your answer. Why do you hate flying? Are you...
I don't know. I'm just so like high up in the air and like I'm not in control and I don't know. It just kind of freaks me out a lot. Being told I'm like 35,000 feet in the air, I'm like I'm gonna
Holy
die. Like
shit.
this is it. And even though everything's fine, my dad's a pilot and he's told me many a story as to he's flown for how many years? Like 30 plus years, and he's
Damn.
40 plus years actually. He's been perfectly fine.
He's been
And I don't know
hanging
why
out
it
up
freaks me out
there.
so much, but it does. It's just scary.
See, I'm different. I actually find the science behind it fascinating. That they have
It is.
found this safe, amazing way to put hundreds of people in a tube and fly them 35,000 feet to
Yeah.
another place very far away, safely and quickly. I think that's amazing.
Mhm.
The part that I don't like is being trapped. I don't know if I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah.
I don't know what the definition is. I don't know why. Because actually a couple years ago, it was during like Call of Duty Ghostish. I was traveling probably once or twice every month to LA. Lots of gaming events, like
The
MLG
dream.
events, recording stuff, like doing stuff like that, visiting studios. I visited Infinity Ward twice. I visited Sledgehammer Games. I visited it was cool opportunities, so I took them. And I did. I specifically remember the time I got turned off of flying. I had to take 6 flights in 20 days. And yeah, and some stuff happened on those flights. It just made me so uncomfortable, like having to sit, like I just can't stand being trapped in a tube, unable to leave. I hate being trapped. That's why I don't want to go on a
Yeah.
cruise.
Yeah.
I don't want to do none of that.
I've
Anywhere
taken that
trap
many flights
me.
in like a weekend.
Damn, that's crazy.
Oh my, yeah,
Because there's so many connecting flights for where I need to go.
Canadian land.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm by MSP, so we pretty much you can find a direct flight to most places.
Yeah. No,
That's
the closest
crazy.
international airport here from me is like 4 hours away or something. So like even then that one doesn't fly direct. So
I don't know why I hate it so much, but I hate it so much to the point where I am not flying tomorrow.
You're
I
driving.
had the option to. I'm driving. I'd rather drive 5 hours than take a 1 hour flight.
But isn't
crazy.
the car like smaller? Isn't it just a smaller capsule?
But she's in control.
Which is
Yeah.
true. That's
And I'm not trapped with anyone else but myself. I
fair.
don't like strangers too. I don't like fucking being by that close to people.
I don't normally
That's fair.
do either. I don't know what it is. It's almost like because there's nothing else I can do except like if I bring my laptop or an
that's
iPad,
the
I put
worst
movies
part.
on it. I got a book or something. Like I don't know what it is. Like I can just do. I don't know what it is. I find it relaxing or something. Like it's like peaceful to
I
me.
used to. I was once like you. I thought it was cool, and then I got strung out on it or something, and now it's actually like a really bad anxiety thing. Like I have anxiety, but never really about anything else. Really, like I don't have social anxiety. I have a great time talking to people. Not nervous about that. But if you jam me in somewhere in close proximity to other people, I fucking hate it. And I want to be out.
We'll see how I feel in a couple weeks. So
Yeah, because you're going to multiple places this month, right?
I am, yeah. Yep.
So, Butters, you flew to Anaheim. And I already watched your video, so I spoiled this answer for myself. But you were fine, right? It was all good? Or was it
was
were
all
you
good.
freaking out?
I mean, the thing that I probably freaked out the most about when it came to the airport was the actual checking in process and going through security because when I was a little baby freshman in high school, I took a flight to Dallas, Texas, and it was a terrible experience. Security was very mean to me. I was a little 14-year-old. They pulled me to the side because I was wearing a hoodie. Almost made me cry. My mom was laughing at me the whole time, but I was like sitting there being patted down like, oh my God, I'm so sad.
That's crazy that they'll do that to a little kid.
Sad.
Yeah.
But the flight
That's who they
itself
smuggle
was-
drugs on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
true.
Young kids.
Yeah.
You could have been a drug smuggler. They don't know.
Exactly.
They're just doing their
No, that
job.
is like the most that's always the most nerve-wracking part for me is just making it through. Like once I'm on the plane, I'm fine, but it's like making it through the security checkpoints and stuff is always like it's getting better now that I've done it so many times. But like when you don't understand, like I remember when I was flying back to Canada, they just started handing out the customs cards. They didn't actually say you have to fill these out returning, even if you didn't buy anything in the States. You have to fill this out.
Oh, really?
To like get back over the border. Yeah, because like you have to declare if you brought anything, even if you didn't. And like they're like, if you got anything, even if it's worth like $20, you have to like put it on this card. But they didn't tell us that. They're just like, here's a custom card if you need it. And I was like, oh, I don't think I need it. And then it's like, you can't actually get to your next flight until this thing is filled out and input somewhere. So I was like, oh God, okay. Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't mind the security. I just don't like being trapped. I don't know. I'm weird. I mean, yeah, it's inconvenient, and I've been through some rough security lines. Like my least favorite airport of all time is LaGuardia in New York. It's the worst place in the world. If you can avoid it, avoid it. Go to JFK. Go to Newark. Go to not there. Just so you know.
Go to not there.
Ask maybe your dad would know. I don't know. I guess it's probably different for pilots.
He probably does. Nah, he knows a lot about like all the airports and stuff, and he'll say that the Atlanta one is one of the most busy ones. JFK up in New York's one of the most busy ones, but it's run really well, I think.
Yeah, JFK I don't mind it. I've heard people say like it's the worst. I've heard people say
Atlanta
LAX
run well?
is...
I hate LAX.
Why?
Because I don't know. The first time I was in LAX, I had to get like basically the first 5 terminals are in one area of the airport, and then 6, 7, and 8 are in a different building, and not one person could tell us how to get there. Everybody had different answers. 3 different answers. None of them worked. We walked around for like
it's a big
an hour outside. But you can't get to 6, 7, and 8 in the same building. You need to leave at some point. You actually need to leave this airport to get somewhere else. So it was like,
is there a tram you got to take or what?
No, there was supposed to be like a bus to take you and it never showed up. And then somebody's like, well, you can walk across this airport, like the parking lot and get to the other end. But then like the person I was with was like, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, yes, that would make sense because the parking lot would be connected to both sides. So like, why don't we just go through the parking lot? And it just didn't.
I suppose, yeah, it's a little, maybe I just got lucky. Or I've found that using the same airlines helps a lot too because then you're familiar when you land.
Well,
when you have to
ours automatically changes because we leave on a Canadian flight. This was when I went to TwitchCon. So I landed at LAX and had to go from LAX to San Diego. So I went from a Canadian flight to an American flight. So it's switched.
That's where you got messed up.
Yeah.
I suppose when you're coming from another country, there's a whole other process you have to do too.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, but I still like it.
I don't know. I'm actually, because obviously I have to travel for what I do, and I'm going to Champs. Like, there's no rewind in my mind about that. So I'm like, I know I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna work through it. I'm going.
Yeah.
Because if you could do it, I could do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've known other people too that have like flight anxiety, and they're just like, just gotta do it.
And you were better the second time. Like I was waiting with you before you got on the flight back home, and you're like, I feel fine this time.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I don't know. Got a Starbucks, got a nice little hot chocolate. I was like, I can do this one. This is great.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually think it's really cool when you can fly though. Like how high you are kind of fascinates me.
Yeah,
every time
she doesn't like that.
Stats, like I pull up the stats just to see, where am I? What state am I in? Like, it shows like how fast you're going, and it shows your height. And I always would try to block out the height. I'm like, don't look at it, Hannah. It's gonna make you feel even worse.
Does looking down freak you out, or just knowing how many feet? Like knowing, wow, you think of okay, 3 feet, and then 30,000 feet. You're like, holy shit.
I mean, yeah, it's obviously that's a very big difference, but I do think I can look out the window a lot better when there aren't as many clouds. I think the clouds kind of cloud my judgment.
Okay. Because knowing you're above the clouds just seems so weird.
Yeah, because clouds are freaking high.
That's my favorite part when you're going up and you start going through the clouds and suddenly you're on top of them. I'm like, oh, it's so pretty.
That was cool. I'll say that was cool, but for when I'm 35,000 feet, and it actually says on the thing 35,000 feet, I want to look over and see ground. I want to make sure I see ground, because if I see clouds really below me, I'm like,
holy shit, I'm in space.
I'm pretty safe. And that's my biggest fear right there is space.
You're afraid of space?
Yeah, she's terrified of space. I remember this.
What about it? Looking into space, or just the concept of vast, infinite space?
Yep.
Past where you are.
There's so much out there that we don't even know. There's so many things that are so powerful and strong that could destroy the world as we know it.
But on the same note, we apparently know more about our own, I can't. Oh God, why can't I remember the name?
Universe.
Our own universe than we do the ocean. We know more about what's going on in space than we do in our own ocean.
I'd rather go to space.
Scares me.
I'd rather. I don't like swimming in the ocean.
Oh, dude, I love the ocean.
Did you going in it? The safari in the Sahara Desert and not expect something to eat you? Don't go in the ocean.
Yeah, true.
It's the same thing.
So wait, you like swimming in the ocean? It's dope.
I love swimming in the ocean. I love the ocean.
Wait, Amanda, you've been in the ocean. You live by it, right?
I have. I live on the Atlantic Ocean. But
does it get cold up there? The ocean waters are cold?
Yes, it gets cold. Yes, it's very cold. Yeah. But it gets it's warm in the summer, but it stays way colder than it would down south and down on the west, over on the west.
I mean, I've been in the ocean. We took a road trip down to South Carolina when I was a freshman in high school. So for other people that are not American, that's 14-ish years old. And we went down there, and I swam in the ocean, but, I don't know, something about, I'm afraid of jellyfish. I'm afraid of things that I can't see. I'm afraid of seaweed touching my ankle when I'm in there, and I'm like, what's that? Is that an eel? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm out. I'm out. Oh, and I had to shave my legs before we went because I was all, 14-year-old paranoid. So I shaved it. I cut my ankle hella bad, it was gushing blood, and then I went in the ocean, and I was like, I've seen Jaws, dude. I know how this works. Yeah, the salt water did hurt, but I thought a shark was gonna sniff my little cut ankle and come kill me.
Come kill you.
But you like all kinds of stuff like that, though, Butters, right? You like reptiles, snakes.
I do.
You have a snake.
If my snake were here right now, I would pull him out right now and show him to the camera. But he's actually back at home with my parents. But
how big
is
it?
Snake. He's
you see 2 feet.
About 2 feet. A foot and a half, 2 feet. He's a little guy.
You saw my tweet that I tagged you in?
There was a snake thing. Oh my god.
It was snake skin.
Yeah, snake skin, yeah.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Yeah, no.
No, Ashley won't take her dog for a walk anymore.
No, I will. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I was babysitting my mom's dog because she went out of town. So I had to stay with him, and I go walk him and everything, and I love it. It gets me outside, gets him outside. He's happy, I'm happy. So we're walking on the way back, and he stops to sniff a stick or so. I see him stop to sniff something, and it's this kind of long. It was probably 2 feet long, curved thing. And so I thought he was just sniffing a stick. And then I look, and I'm like, wait, that's hollow. And I look, and I see the scales, and I was like, Scrappy, get away! Get away! What if it's around here? Oh my god! It looked fresh as hell, and it was big. And then I'm trying to think okay, since it's dry, does it puff up and get bigger, or did he shed it because he's bigger than the skin? Right? He's bigger.
He's bigger than the skin. Yep.
Dude, it was like 2 feet long. I live in Minnesota. That's not normal, right? Is that normal?
I would imagine that's not very normal up north. More up north. Here in Georgia, that's like totally normal.
That's like average run of the mill. Here, I've seen snakes before. They're little gardener snakes. They're pretty cute. They're whatever.
Yeah.
I don't
There's
care.
one like living outside in the bush that's very angry. So yes.
At your place?
Yeah.
Girl, why is it angry? What'd you do?
Nothing. It just walked by and it goes like. I'm like,
no
okay.
Way. Make it work.
Dude. I'm gonna be on high alert now for snakes. But anyway, I looked it up because I'm paranoid, right? That's how I am. So I'm like, okay, what snakes live here? Obviously, no venomous snakes live in Minnesota. I wasn't even really worried about that because they don't really like if they see a person, they're not like, oh yeah, let's get it. Like they dip, right?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't know, for like pet snakes, are they conditioned to you? Like, do they like being handled or maybe not?
It depends on the kind of snake. I own a ball python, and ball pythons are also known as royal pythons. They're over in Africa, and they're very calm in general. You could probably go to Africa, see one like on the trail, be like, "Oh look, a royal python." You can pick them up, and they just be along for the ride. Be like, "Oh, here we go. I don't know what's happening. Here I go."
You want to know one of my biggest fears, dude? Snakes that can go in water. I dream about them all the time.
Those are cool.
Like, no.
Well, they're cool, but it's like at the same time, it's like, you ain't supposed to be in here.
No, they are. That's the worst part. They think I'm not supposed to be in there, which, by the way, I'm not supposed to be in there. So, I don't know why, but I have dreams all the time. I still remember, it's like the most vivid dream I've ever had. I was canoeing in this, like, super nice, like, little creek area, super calm water. Great, peaceful dream. And all of a sudden, my canoe starts sinking. God knows why. There's a fat joke in there somewhere. So I'm falling down, and I'm floating, and the water's coming to my waist, and all of a sudden, these huge, like water snakes, anacondas are, like, all around me. And I'm like...
Anacondas?
I mean, sure. I don't know. I saw the movie. So, like, I was scared as hell. I didn't know what to do. I woke up. I was like... I was I don't know why. I don't know why I'm so... Because, actually, I'm not afraid of them. In a sense of like a phobia, like if I saw a snake, like I've seen snakes here in the wild, and they're usually like in grassy areas or wet areas.
Just chilling.
And so I see him, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up, homie? Leave me alone, though." So then I walk away. But yeah, seeing the giant snake's skin really brought me to reality because I walk my dog by there all the time when I dog sit him or I go to walk him. So I don't know. What would you do?
You looked it up.
Yeah.
You looked it up and they don't chill where they shed their skin usually. Like they just...
Yeah, no, I did. Is that true or do you not? Do you know a lot about like wild snakes? Or do you know more about like keeping them in like their conditions that you have for like cages and stuff?
I know how to like keep them in like a cage and stuff, but I have pretty good knowledge on just snakes in general, I guess. I mean...
Yeah, I don't know if
they
it's
shed
true.
when they grow. So.
But I knew that. I knew that there was a bigger dude hanging out somewhere around there.
Yep,
but I read that they don't typically shed where they like stay because that's gross. And it was like a sidewalk and like a slight hill, so it makes sense if he like scraped himself along the sidewalk and up a hill to help get himself out.
A lot of snakes will venture towards stuff to help them shed, so they'll like wrap around a rock or something.
I mean, it was right by the road though. If I saw him in the road, I don't know what I would do. I'm just reversing. I'm out. Let him be. I'd help a turtle across the street, but I won't help the snake, man. Mm-hmm. Oh, I feel guilty because I value all animals. I feel like it's weird to be afraid of them. Because it's like I said,
that's just called having a healthy respect. It's a healthy
that's called instinct.
Yeah, exactly. There's a reason that human beings are like afraid of spiders and afraid of snakes and like those poisonous types of things. I mean, obviously not all snakes are venomous, but like there's an innate reaction to like not wanting to get bit, right? That's why we're afraid of them naturally, right? Because I never had a bad experience with them.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of spiders or are you cool with spiders?
I don't mind spiders. I like spiders. I pick up like the long daddy long legs and long daddy long legs. The daddy long legs. Pick them up and they just
daddy long legs are cool in my book.
Yeah, they're chill.
And tarantulas. Have y'all held tarantulas before?
No.
Yep.
No. What?
You haven't? Oh,
no.
They're so neat. They're really cool.
Hold on, at the pet store?
My friend had one.
What?
Yeah, my sister worked
for a place that
had one. So.
Yeah, on purpose. She loved it. She loved it, and her boyfriend hated it. And like he was my guitarist, and she would just walk into rooms. I don't know why she did this because he very easily could have killed this thing, and she would just like put it on his shoulder. No and obviously your instinct is going to be to like flick it off, but he would just be like,
I don't want to hurt it, but I definitely don't want it on my
Exactly.
shoulder.
Yeah, no, please don't. No.
I mean,
no.
I think I could hold it. I've held a snake too. I've
Me
held
too.
them. Like they're small. Well, actually, it was kind of a big one. I remember they took us like as a field trip or some shit when I was in like 6th grade, grade 6, whatever. I don't know what other countries call that, but and they took us to like an animal zoo, and I got to pet him, and I was like, yo, it's so cool, but get away from me. Like I can respect how cool they are, but I don't really want it
Near me.
On
Yeah,
me.
I
I could
know.
have it be by me in a cage just fine.
Mhm.
But I don't want to touch
Yeah.
it. Wouldn't be.
Natural instinct, you know? When you have something that's so wriggly and so different and an animal, you know, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I'm on my guard. That's just what you do.
I mean, what if you... Okay, so what are you supposed to do if you see one in the wild, though? Just leave it alone? F off?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I have people responding to kill it with fire or a machete.
No, that's mean.
And
That's
yeah,
mean.
that
It's not
doesn't seem
doing anything to you.
necessary. But how do I know it's not going to attack me? Do they attack people ever or no?
Well, here in the South, we're really used to like being taught at like a young age, maybe at like 2 or 3. Like we're taught how to identify a venomous snake from a non-venomous snake.
Oh, really?
So,
how do you know? Is there a
it's-
marking or something on them that you can identify?
Well, we have two venomous snakes where I live: copperheads or cottonmouths, and water moccasins. I think. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure those are both.
Okay,
them.
you said water.
Yes,
I'm not going to any
they're water
rivers or
snakes.
no lakes in
Atlanta.
Georgia or wherever down
It's okay.
south.
They like creeks. It's fine. They like creeks.
Oh, I like creeks too. So now I
Oh,
can't
I guess
go
not
there
going
either.
creeks.
No creeks. No creeks for
You're going to
Ashley.
lakes and stuff, but creeks.
But so those snakes though have a distinct marking that you know.
It's usually in the shape of the head. You'll just know when a snake is venomous when you look at the head. Their head's kind of like it's kind of fat here.
Yeah, so it kind of gets
Ooh.
fat and then it gets in there and
It's like a flat, like their snout, I guess, would be like smaller than normal.
Nah, it's more like just the size of their heads are more bubbly, which is kind of funny. I'm describing a ball python too, but like it's different than that. It's like it goes
I'm
up,
starting to
like,
just.
really-
If I was there, I just assume all of them are like that because I'm not getting close enough to be like, is your head bubbly or?
Is your head...
Let me investigate your head. Are you good? Okay.
Yeah.
Give me.
No,
a
there's
stick.
also like a flat-headed snake here too that's actually venomous, but like once you learn how to identify them, like shoot, what's that one riddle? The black, yellow, red.
Oh yeah.
Red on yellow, you're a dead fellow or something.
Yeah, red on yellow, dead fellow, and
Black on red. Okay, Fred.
Dude, I wonder what
Yeah,
if
something
you
like
do
that.
get bit by a venomous snake, what are you supposed to do? Call poison control, suck it out. What do you do?
Hospital.
You don't
Go to
suck
the
it out.
hospital. Don't suck it out.
that is, I think that is a common misconception is that people are like, oh my god, I gotta help you out, bro. No, I don't think you're supposed to do that. You're
Pee
supposed to
on
cut
it.
off.
yeah, curiously, it's like you turn a kid above it, right, so that the blood doesn't have room
so you
to.
don't.
Yeah, so they can't go anywhere.
Yeah, it can't go
That's
anywhere.
true. Because once it gets to your heart, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yikes.
Yeah. Don't like the poisonous ones. Don't they tend to like coil up a little bit more too? Because it's almost like they're getting ready to. Like,
oh yeah, if I saw
because
one,
I feel like rattlesnakes and cottonmouths both do that thing where they kind of get really tight on each other usually, and that's like, I don't know.
I'm not too sure. I would imagine if I were a venomous snake and I bit something and I put venom in it, I'd want it to like move around and freak out so that the blood gets pumping and then it would die. So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
know that some snakes will coil just because they like constrict them. That's what.
Yeah. Not
a lot
like
of practice-
coil, I just mean like on the ground when they're like when you just if you're walking by one and it was gonna kind of attack you, they're more likely to.
It's gonna attack you. It's gonna coil up. It's gonna look at you and be like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. So then when it's doing that, then it's time to bail. If it's just kind of like cruising.
if it was just flat, I'm good, right?
Yeah, you just cruise. Well,
How
just
fast
cruise
can
the
they
other
go?
way.
Can they chase me? Because I would run.
Yeah.
Do they want to
Yeah, they
chase
can.
me? Oh,
They can go fast.
heck no.
Yeah, if it wanted to chase you, it could.
It could probably go way faster than me. My legs are so short.
No,
Actually,
you're
they
not
don't
running.
even have legs.
I look, I know, but my leg, like, if you see me run, you'd laugh out loud because my legs are kind of short compared to the rest of me. So, like,
I'm the opposite.
I look like a, yeah,
I'll
you
leave
are.
you in the dust.
Yeah.
I'm all legs.
Like a gazelle just running.
Yeah.
So I have
Oh,
here,
man.
I don't even know if I want to talk about this because I wrote it down. And I told Amanda before, I was like, iffy on talking about it. But it
I just don't know.
dominated social
Yeah.
media. Rob
We can just touch on it.
Kardashian- Yeah, we'll just touch on it. Because I honestly think it's just two stupid people being stupid. And the public is like, yo, those people are stupid. And then they pick sides and be stupid all together.
Yeah.
I'm not picking sides. Actually, I do like Rob Kardashian. I've watched the show. Okay, I have. and I don't have any qualms in admitting that. It's entertaining. I don't know why, but it is. But Rob Kardashian went on Instagram, got stopped on Instagram, eventually went on Twitter because Blac Chyna on the 4th of July sent a video of her and some other guy in their bed in the house that Rob Kardashian bought, kissing or something like that. They're like giving each other tongue in this video, and she sent it to him, and obviously that's malicious, not cool.
Yeah.
But then what's not cool is putting a bunch of stuff on the internet for everyone to see. He leaked like something about how her nipples are all messed up ever since she gave birth. He leaked like her nudes, I guess, that she was caught sending to another person, another guy. And then he goes on to say stuff like, I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong, by the way, MiDNiTE facts, you know, loosely researched information here. Because I didn't want to pay that much attention to it. But he goes on to say, like, I spent, you know, and they have a baby together, by the way, so that's a big deal. And so he's like, I spent $100,000 on your surgery after you gave birth, and I did this, and I bought you this, and all this, and so why am I getting screwed over, basically? I gave you love and money. And she was basically kind of like, I mean, obviously he's super shitty for doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I get where he's coming from, but it's just not that's not how adults are. That's not how anybody's supposed to act, but it's definitely not how an adult's supposed to act.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely should never. Yeah, it's definitely illegal. And I think she put up like a temporary restraining order against him, and I'm assuming she's gonna sue him because that seems like a great idea. But like, it's just crazy that he is kind of in his own bubble in a way that like views that as okay. I mean, I guess there's other like non-celebrity people that do that kind of crazy shit.
Yeah.
But it just seems so excessive because you know how many people you have access to via social media when you're that type of person.
No, seriously. Because like I even have a hard time like trash talking certain exes to people sometimes just because I'm like, oh, well, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody has done something a little bit wrong in a relationship, you know. So,
yeah. Nobody's perfect. And so it's hard to like say, oh, yeah, well, he or she did this, so I'm going to get revenge and blah blah blah. And I've never really been like a revenge driven person. Like if you screw me over, I'm like, that sucks. I'm just mostly sad. Like I don't want to. Like I don't want to like go out of my way and be like,
I just subtweet.
Yeah, you do, dude. You're so funny when you subtweet, bro. I used to. Oh my god, I'm so well. Some people do still find my tweets. So like search words and then search like my @ and so they'll find like old tweets of me saying crazy. I feel like I've deleted a lot of them by this point. Yeah. But yeah, like me when I was like 20, 21, I was tweeting wild shit. I was subtweeting. I was all my feelings being like, well, I guess it's just another shitty day type of thing. Like really like, I mean, I was a little too old to be doing that, I feel like. So
it happens.
Yeah, now I realize that's not the best way to take care of myself or my social media page.
No.
But your subtweets are epic, dude.
Thank you.
They do make me chuckle sometimes.
But do you ever subtweet? Are you ever like feeling some type of way and you're like, I'm gonna maybe hope this person sees this, bitch? Like, do you ever do that? You do it too? No?
I don't think I do that now.
I've done it before. It's just because like I just don't talk about things. It's a huge issue. I'm aware, so I'm like, gotta get it out somewhere. So I'm like,
just leak a little bit out. Like you're shaking the bottle.
Yeah,
shaking the bottle,
a little bit leak.
Let it a little bit out, and you're like, oh yeah, that'll show them.
And like half the time I delete them. Half the time I'm like, okay,
no,
yeah,
it's the best, dude. I read Amanda's tweets, and I'm like, she probably gonna delete that later. And then like I go creep, and I'm like, yeah, that tweet's not there anymore.
There you go.
Whoopsies.
I mean, it kind of is relieving, and I should say there's a distinct difference between doing that and like, because it kind of in some really weird way you're letting it out. Yeah. I found it's better to just communicate directly and be like, hey, what you did, I'm pissed. What's up? Let's talk about it. Let's get through it.
I'm getting better at it.
I mean, hey, there's something we can all improve at.
Yeah.
But for my own entertainment, can you please keep subtweeting?
Yes.
Unless you're subtweeting me. Please just talk to me about it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I've never subtweeted you. It's fine. I'm good right now though. I've got no urge to subtweet. I'm doing good.
That one OpTic member that's a girl is so annoying. I could just see like so a
terrible
like that.
Oh my god.
I wonder who it could be.
Yeah, I
we'll
wonder.
never know.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the case. Rob Kardashian, shitty thing to do. But also I mean, okay, like I said, do you guys watch the Kardashians at all?
I watched like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
My mama does.
It's wildly entertaining. Shout out to Mama Jedi. Me too, girl.
Yeah.
I love Rob Kardashian. He's my favorite character because before he like gained a lot of weight and stuff, he was on the show a lot. And so, and he was the one that seemed the most level-headed, and like when they were being stupid and arguing, he was the most like, this is dumb type of person.
I think I saw clips of him talking, and I was like, I would watch the show for him.
Yeah, he's a dope dude. So I hope
him just saying things.
I hope the best for him. And also, he has a sock company, and the socks are pretty dope. I have never bought them because they're like way too expensive for socks, but like dope socks, bro. So I like him. But then he came out with this show. Did you guys ever hear about the show Rob and Chyna show or whatever? It was like their own little spin-off reality show. Yeah, they had their own show. I watched the first episode. I was like, all right, Rob, that's my dude. I'm excited. I watch it, and I can't stand her, so I don't watch it anymore. She is like, I could tell she's that type of girl. Like, she's only in it for a certain reason. And maybe she really did love him and wanted to help him lose the weight. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I don't know their life.
Yeah.
I'm just deducting things from the show. But yeah, I didn't really like her because of how she treats. She talks to her kid, because she has a kid with Tyga. Do you guys know?
Right.
The rapper guy? She has a kid with him, and he's like mixed in their family because he started. It's really weird. I realize like most of the people that don't like that show, they're probably like, God, when is she gonna get off this? But I'm just trying to give like context. She just didn't seem like a cool person to me. I don't know. Wasn't interested in learning more about her, but still, that doesn't give him the right to like. Basically thrash her and expose her. Like, obviously,
they were both wrong, but
yeah, for sure. And people are saying, well, like, oh, well, she does this, type of stuff nude all the time, and she does like provocative things. Like, there's a difference between choosing when and where and how you want to be perceived, and choosing to do it that way, and then like literally like having your body like put up there in that way.
Oh, it's very different. I don't understand how people don't get that that's different. That's why it's like the same people that are like, oh, well, she's a porn star. You can't rape a porn star. And I'm like, absolutely you can. What's wrong with you?
She's giving consent when she's doing porn.
Exactly.
Even the porn that makes it look like she's not giving consent, she's still giving consent.
Exactly. And it's like, and they'll say the same thing about like if a porn star is like Nudes League. And it's like, well, she's nude on the internet all the time. I'm like, yeah, but there's a difference between somebody having like an intimate moment with somebody that is being exploited and somebody who mentally went to something with the knowledge that, yes, this is going to go on the internet. Yeah. It's a very, very different thing. And I don't understand how people don't get that.
Super weird. Super yuck. Not a fan.
Very yuck. Very yuck.
Very yuck. I'm a little disappointed in Rob.
Yeah.
As usual, disappointed in Blac Chyna.
Yeah. It's like they're both wrong. It's just he didn't have to take it there. He could have totally walked away from this being like the winner.
Yeah, or even if he just tweeted about it and said, I'm so mad. She cheated on me and I'm put all this money. Like, the pictures didn't need to be included and the video of her making out with a guy. Super gross. So I was going to ask you, Butters, you're a content producer for SOAR. And do you consider yourself like a YouTuber or a streamer or both? Where do you land?
I'm more on the side of YouTuber. I enjoy making YouTube videos way more than I do streaming. Well, I love streaming, but I really love making YouTube videos.
Yeah, it's kind of completely different. Like, people view them because there's a lot of people that do both, and and I did both for a long time. I've really slowed down on YouTube just because you know, if you watched me since you were 16 and you're how old now? 21? 22. I knew you're old enough to drink because of Amanda. She told me.
Butters has never drank alcohol in her life.
What is alcohol?
What is alcohol?
What does it even smell like? That's weird.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I know. So you probably know that I used to be like mad active. Not so much anymore. Amanda's like, you should post more, dude.
I am. I'm always like, hey, Ashley, you should make a video.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. I think when World War II comes back. So do you like mainly doing Call of Duty videos, or do you do other types of videos too?
For the most part, Call of Duty. I just like to play Call of Duty and just ramble over gameplay. It's just, very old-fashioned, I guess, with the commentaries.
Yeah. No, I was the same way. A lot of people used to tell me, like, I was stuck. They're like, oh, you still do COD videos? Why? I'm like, well, I fucking like it. What's wrong with you? You don't like it, don't watch it.
Like, Jeff still does it, and everybody loves Jeff, so, like, why not?
Yeah. I think, I feel like the live commentary, I don't think it's, people are saying live comments are dead, but I don't think they are. I think they're one of the best ways to absorb video games and a story, because a lot of it's, like, story-based, right? Or no. Because it's rarely, like, gameplay-based, unless you're really going for like, a challenge. And for you, it's more, like, experiences and stories while you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So do you, like, snipe mostly? Or is that, like, did I just make that up in my head about SOAR? being a sniper?
Nah,
Sniper vibes?
I used to snipe a lot back in the day, and then Black Ops 3 came out, and I've kind of slowed down on sniping. I actually really enjoy red gunning in Black Ops 3, but if I play any other pass cards, I am strictly sniping, especially Modern Warfare 2. I am strictly Intervention Barrett, nothing else. I haven't touched a red gun on that game in like 5 years, maybe.
Dang. Not even a UMP, just let it loose one day.
I just don't find it fun. I like to snipe. Yes. I just snipe with Marathon in particular. I don't like the slide, but Marathon.
Wow. Damn, you're a purist. Yeah. Were you ever a competitive sniper? Because that's what they used to do.
I used to observe the competitive sniping scene from afar, and I would participate in scrims and stuff and be like, oh, like, I really want to get into it, but like I would watch from the sidelines and see the drama, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, there was a lot of drama, dude.
Yeah,
do you remember when there was girl competitive teams, competitive sniper teams, and then like a couple of people would pretend to be dudes? Like, I know you guys know YouTubeable, right? He's in SOAR too, right?
Yeah, he is.
Damn, y'all wild. So
we got everyone.
Yeah, so we
had Proofy until you took them.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, he's just meant to be green, though. You know, he was green before. Now he's back.
I don't know. I think purple's his color.
Super funny guy. Yeah. But I don't think purple's his color. I think YouTubeable was one of those guys because he did all those videos about like pretending to be a girl, and he actually used to pose. Before he did that, he would pose as a girl on these competitive sniping teams. I actually had a problem with that too. In Black Ops 2, I was so there was this like organizer named Schoolie who would do like girl only competitive like 8s and like tournaments types of things. And so I signed up for a little league with a bunch of my girl homies. And this is when I started streaming a lot too, so it's really easy to stream content. And so we're getting ready to go. We're practicing a lot, and we lose one of our players, and we find this new player named Katana. And Katana, we found her through the other lady events, and we saw her dropping numbers on these chicks. We're like, yo, Katana, team, let's go. Get you on. So we get her into scrims, and it sounds like a chick. To me, it sounds like a chick. It's hard to tell, you know. It's Xbox mics, so like sometimes, I don't know, I sound like a guy on Xbox. Who the fuck knows? So we get her on the team. We're like, yes, let's go. And we're scrimming, and then we beat another team in like some kind of little showcase match, and they start saying Katana's a dude. Y'all are cheating. And I was like, hold on. So we go to Katana. We're like, yo, we need a video of you saying, our name was Dream Team at the time. Which kind of makes me mad because there was an actual Dream Team that came along. And do you guys know that team? Competes in Call of Duty.
I think so.
They're called Dream Team. The purple and blue Dream Team logo. I don't think they stole it from us, but we were just called the Dream Team because we thought we were so good. So we're like, all right, Katana, we need a video of you holding up a sign that says Dream Team. It has to be a video, and you have to say, go Dream Team or something like that. Like, we're not doing a picture or Photoshop or nothing. We're doing video.
Video proof.
Yeah.
So she's like, hold on, I need like 30 minutes because I got to get my camera or some shit. And I'm like, okay, like, it's 2013, chick. Where you at?
Technology.
There's all kinds of ways to record yourself now. You can't really get away with this. So anyway, like 2 hours pass, and she sends us a video, and it's kind of a young-looking girl, and it kind of sounds like her, and she goes, go Dream Team, and she's like holding the paper, and it's a video, and we're like, yo, got it. So we slip it, slide it to the person who's organizing the tournament. It's like, yep, you're all good. It's a chick. And we're like, yeah, it's a chick. Yeah. But then in my mind, I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, something's fishy. Like, the girl had braces and shit. Like, she looked kind of young.
Yeah, super young.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and so it turns out it ended up being, like, a dude who, like, got his cousin or some shit to, to like, pose as a girl. And it was pretty funny. We found out pretty quick after that, though, because we were really kind of all, like, not buying it. Mm-hmm. And we were kind of sad. Then she just disappeared off the face of the planet. So, Katana, if you're watching this, you should have just told us you're a dude. We would have been... I mean, it kind of exposed your thing.
Ruined everything. Yeah.
You ruined everything. You ruined the Dream
Team.
Yeah, after that, we didn't really, like, compete or anything on that because we were like, fuck, man, everyone thinks we're frauds. She was really good, though.
How do you explain that to your family member? Like, hey, just letting you know, I want to compete in this all-girls team. I'm a guy, but I want to compete for this all-girls team. Can you just, like, can you do this on video?
I mean, maybe he wasn't even that honest. Well, maybe he was.
No, you say, have you ever seen the movie She's the Man? Do you want to just do the reverse of that for me, please? You know, just, it'll be so funny. You know, just go like that. Exactly.
Yeah. Or if you like give your little cousin like $10, be like, "Yo, hold up this sign for Dream Team. It's my team on Xbox or something."
It's to win tickets to Justin Bieber. Just do it. Just like.
I mean, it sounded
all the motivation in the world.
It sounded like a girl too. I was tricked. I don't know. Kinda. I don't know. Impressive. There was something a little fishy. You know how? Do you know if there's? I mean, and even this was on Xbox. But you don't know when you meet someone in real life, and immediately you sense like something's wrong, like they're off.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you? And have you ever seen it through where it turns out they were off and they were sheisty?
Oh yeah, I've got a pretty good. I like to think my intuition's pretty strong about most people, so like it happens quite a bit. If I'm just kind of like, if there's just no reason for me not to like a person, something usually happens, and I'm like, ha. I was
same.
Right.
Exact same. Like I feel like I have a pretty good read on people, especially if I meet them in person, and like just the way that they are, the way that they like tell you stuff, and then you kind of find out like later, like that wasn't right what you said.
Yeah.
So what's going on with that? Like.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Why? Have you ever met someone like that?
I mean, I tend to think like extremely overly positively, so I automatically am just like, you're a wonderful individual. You are great. Everything about you is you are a wonderful human being.
So you know, everybody starts up here and then they just lose points or get more points.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. Yeah. They all start up here. We're all on the same level when I first meet you, and then you either lose again.
Yeah, I try to do that. It's just if I get a bad vibe from somebody, I just don't go out of my way to hang out with them. And then if nothing happened to it, then it's like, well, I didn't think you were that cool anyway, so there's no reason. And
I will say, the only time that I will trust when somebody senses a bad vibe in a person, I will fully trust it, and I will probably even dislike the person immediately, is if my dogs are iffy about them.
Listen to animals.
Animals know, man. Yeah. They have that instinct. They just know when somebody's a bad person.
Especially a dog. Like there's my old dog. There was just this one person he never liked. And I was like, you like everyone. You'll take food from anything that moves. Like, and he wouldn't take treats from him. He wouldn't do anything. And I was like, there's something wrong with this dude. If my dog's the kind of guy who like goes out to greet the Jehovah's Witnesses and like guides them right on back to the door, you know, like
come in, guys.
Come in. Yeah. That's like, that was
got an extra pamphlet for me or what?
Exactly. That was my dog. So if he didn't like this one person, I was like, there's something wrong with this dude.
Oh, you're right, puppy. You're so right. I trust you 110%. So
yeah,
that's hilarious. I trust dogs too, but I don't know. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. It's one of my weaknesses.
Oh yeah.
And I tend to actually, I mean, Amanda knows this, but I tend to be drawn to like figures or people that are pretty polarizing. Like some people really like them, some people really don't like them. And I'm able, or even to just be neutral on them. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, what's middle of the ground? Like
neutral. Like I'm usually neutral on most people, but yeah, it's kind of weird when you meet someone and you're like, the stuff they're telling you just seems like, well, I've never heard of honest people say types of stuff like that. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I call that stuff out in my stream a lot, but I just go with it because I'm like, it's not
from
worth
the chat.
Oh yeah,
you get bad vibes from your chat.
Yeah, there's certain people, it's like the way they tell stories or the way they're telling things. I'm like, you're definitely lying for attention or just to like try to show off, but I'm just going to go with it because it's not hurting anybody.
What do they come in the Twitch chat like, hey guys, my dick grew 2 inches and I just ate 47 hot dogs. What's up?
Oh, man. Well, I've had people be like, I've had a couple weird situations that I had to deal with where like somebody was trying to like seriously go for attention, being all like, this is such and such's mom, you know, we don't know where they are right now. And it's like, okay, well,
shit. All right,
yeah,
bro.
but then that wasn't the case. So it's like the second I was like, I'm going to find out your IP address and I'm just going to call the police and make sure that everything's okay. And then suddenly they're back. And it's like, amazing. Okay.
Hello, JK. Everything's fine. Wow. Yeah. Everything's
weird.
Just got situated in less than a minute.
I find that really weird when people make up ploys like that for like attention. It just makes me feel bad for them because that's their only way that they know how to connect to people or to try to connect to people.
Won't listen to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
so
if
I
they
do
just
feel
come
bad.
in there and say, what's up? How is everyone going? Like they're not going to be remembered. So they're like, let me say some crazy shit. My house is on fire. Yeah. Someone help. I'm on Twitch though.
But I think I do a pretty good job like acknowledging everybody. So like I'm like super active with my chat. So there's no reason for people to have to do that kind of stuff.
Some people just are attention grabbers. They just really want to be the center of attention. And some people won't be satisfied. So no matter how hard you try, sometimes you just...
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Either way, I know exactly what you mean, Ashley. So I know what you were talking about when this person just did not seem right.
They just don't click well. So there's like, I don't know, it's almost like it's something in their eyes. Like, you know that they're wearing a mask, like a fake mask, and you're like, this isn't the real you.
The eyes are the windows to the soul. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, the eyes are windows to the soul.
Eyes are windows to the soul. If you get a bad vibe looking at somebody in the eye, or they like tend to look away like a lot.
Or even if they have that like 100-yard gaze, I'm like, get the fuck away from me, bro. You have no feelings. Get away from me, dude.
Oh my God.
Have some compassion. For real, I get freaked out looking at people's eyes. Because I've met people like that too.
Yeah.
I think, have you guys ever, I saw a tweet about this. I favorited it. So obviously, definitely worth talking about on the podcast. A random tweet I saw. But I saw a tweet saying like, if you go into Twitch chats looking for like life advice or like really serious advice, like, hey, I'm clinically depressed and suicidal. What's up, chat? Can you help me? Like, have you guys ever had that in your chat?
Yes.
What do you do? What do I do?
When they go for the super depression stuff, I'm like, I give them like all the resources of like different places that they should call and talk to and different stuff like that. And that, you know, I just try to be as supportive as possible, and then just give them all, like, tell them that they should reach out to somebody. And
that's what I tell them too, but I feel like so unqualified, and I feel like maybe it's just like a call for help from them when they're like, I don't know where else to go, but I feel comfortable in this person's chat, so let me just hit them up. Like, maybe they'll have some life advice for me. And I'm like, I am nowhere qualified to help you with this problem. I can't even get on a plane. So what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? But I think it is important to give people resources. And I definitely don't, I don't want to compare that to what we were just talking about, how people are looking for attention. Because I don't think it's that. I just think they really don't know what to do.
Yeah, because I get people asking me like really serious advice all the time. People being like, oh, like either sometimes it's like really serious relationship advice, or sometimes it's just like personal advice, or just like crazy things that have happened in their lives, or like they don't feel like their parents are acknowledging them and stuff. And I'm like, you're trying to do the best you can, even though like you're hyped for a stream and you're trying just to have like a good stream and keep everything upbeat for everybody else. But then you like you're trying so hard to make sure that person's okay and like that they have like the help they need. But people are always asking me like ridiculous questions, like not in a bad way.
Some of it's almost ridiculous to the point where like, wait, what? You want me to what? Yeah. What am I supposed to do to help you?
They give you like their whole life story and whatnot. You're just like, oh my god, this is a lot of information. I'm so flattered that you feel like you can open up to me like this, but like, whoa. Slow down. Hi.
Pump the brakes. I'm here to play games and like chill and give you a good community or a good place to come to on Twitch and hang out. But when it comes to that stuff, I kind of freeze up. I'm like, shit. Here's some
I just
links.
do what I can.
Talk to someone you trust in your real life, whether it's a teacher or adult or somebody who you feel like can get you help. Because my Twitch chat, I don't know how to help you from a Twitch chat.
Exactly.
Or even in real life.
It's not the right scenario at all. Like once you're streaming and when you are streaming and playing a game, you're entertaining an audience is what you're doing. And it's going to be difficult to divert your attention to one singular person, especially while you're streaming. And the point is to keep it entertaining and upbeat and get everybody involved.
So that's why sometimes I'm really happy when their problem has something to do about somebody cheating on them, and I'm like, yo,
I got you.
We got you. We're gonna have a good time right now. So then it's like everybody can have fun with it.
Tweet out her nudes. Get the revenge immediately.
Get it.
Just kidding. Don't ever do that.
No, don't ever do that.
Don't go the revenge.
Never do that. For one, I am actually gonna say this seriously because I see this stuff online all the time. If you are under the age of 18. Listen up. If you're under the age of 18, it is illegal to send your nudes to somebody because it counts as distribution of child pornography. Don't be sending your nudes to no one. I don't care if you love him.
Even if the kid does it?
Yes.
What if a kid sends it to another kid?
Yes, it's still distribution of child pornography because you are putting child porn into the world. You are taking a picture of an underage person and sending it digitally out into the world.
I thought kids were always innocent no matter what.
Nope.
I thought it's the creepy,
child can be charged.
The 18-year-old or 19-year-old who's accepting it and being like, "Fuck yeah, little kid" or whatever.
They can get in trouble too for accepting it, but the kid can get in trouble for sending it. So, like, if you took a picture of yourself at underage and then sent it to somebody, you can be charged with creation and distribution of child pornography.
Can I show my age for a second? That is bizarre that these kids are sending naked pictures of
I know.
When I was 16, things were a lot different. Like,
they were. Well, we didn't have that technology, Ashley. Telephones were just coming into existence.
dude, you know how glad I am that like I didn't have Twitter when I was 16. I'm so happy. I was tweeting wild stuff when I was like 21.
Yeah, exactly. So can you imagine, like, kids? It's crazy. It's like the MSN Messenger statuses. That was the old Twitter, is what you wrote in your MSN Messenger name.
Your AIM little pin or whatever.
But yeah, don't send your nudes to people if you're underage. And secondly, if you get nudes from someone, I don't care if that person breaks your heart into a million pieces. Do not put them on the internet. Do not send them to someone else. Just delete them. Do not blackmail them with you.
Yeah, that's like, really... That's how you can tell, like, that's the first thing a shitty person can do. Well, one of the first things a shitty person can do to be like, hey, what's up? I'm super shitty. Hi. Yeah. I'm a bad person. I've gotten
some of that kind of stuff, and people have wronged me, and I don't do anything with it. It's just like, I'm not, that's so screwed up. Yeah. That's so screwed up. And don't threaten it either. Don't be that person that you know you're not going to do it, but you're going to threaten them to make them feel nervous. Like, don't be the bigger person.
Yeah.
Be the bigger person. You will feel better for it in the long run, and then they will, like, kick themselves for it in the long run, rather than 10 years down the road they can be like, wow, I really hurt that person, but damn, they threatened to leak my nudes. Like, how crappy do you have to be the bigger person? Everyone will feel better for it. I swear.
I know. So revenge kind of feels good too, especially when you're wronged. You're like, oh yeah, I know what I'm gonna do, get back at you. But it's never that fulfilling.
Throw water in their face or something, like.
Nah, you know what the best revenge is? I'm old, so I can tell y'all. Listen. Silence.
Silence is true.
Cut them off so hard, cut them off, and then have a better life. And then they're gonna be like creeping your Instagram in 2 years, like, damn, I missed out.
I'm not even joking. One of my exes on Saturday night
hit you up.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was in being like, hey, your pictures have been like getting thrown at me on Instagram a lot, so like, I really hope you're having a.
That's a lie. How do your pictures get thrown at somebody? You had to go to her page, dude. If you're watching
I was
this,
stalking your page, but I don't want to tell you straight
up.
Yeah.
Like, you're looking good.
Hey, I saw you on the front page of Google.
Like, I hope you're having a great life. Like, yeah. Wait, I don't think it was like harmful, but it was definitely like, I was like, ha.
Oh yeah, it's definitely happened to me with like exes or something like that. Like they'll not recently, of course, but like they've hit me up and they've been like, hey, just want to make sure your life's going good. And I'm like, yeah, it's still going pretty great without you. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, things are great. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was all like, you look like you're having a great time. I hope you're happy because you deserve it. And I was like, hell yeah, I do.
Also, though, I've had exes in the past where they hit me up and like I kind of am able to be friends. I'm way past the feelings points. So I'm like, yo, let's be friends. Hope you're doing good too. Want to go out for coffee? Okay, cool. We're not gonna bang? Definitely not. All right, cool. Like,
yeah, I have that. Yeah,
I'm down with that. I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of weird when they contact you out of the blue, though, and they're like, hey, just checking up.
Yeah, I know.
That happened to me like a month or two ago.
Oh, yeah?
It's my first boyfriend from when I was 16 was like, hey, how are you doing? I see you're doing well on the internet. I hope everything's going good.
Oh, damn. Like, you're like...
Things are great. He's like, yeah, we should go out for coffee sometime. And I just left him on red.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you gotta... Sometimes
it's not like we're on bad terms or anything. I'm just like, this is weird.
It's like I don't want to be friends with you. You don't have to want to be friends with your ex, and there's no reason to get together with them if you have no interest in it,
For sure.
Exactly.
And I think like it's healthy. They're kind of putting themselves out there, right, by hitting you up. And so you can, and that's where you can choose. You don't have to feel obligated to hang out with them. If you want to, cool, you want to be friends, do it. If not, hey, whatever, man. Hope you're doing good. Wish you peace and positivity, but not with me. Yeah. Bye, Felicia.
Do what you gotta do,
but not with me.
Not in my life. So see you wouldn't want to be you.
Yeah.
See you wouldn't want to be you.
Exactly.
One thing I've written, dude, that's the best transition I've had on podcasts. I'm usually pretty good at them. Like I've been trying to really like nail them lately, and now I'm like, one thing I've written down that Amanda's fired up about, and I'm actually too, because I think they're kind of stupid. Twitch VoDcast. Have you heard about these, Butters?
I have not.
I will give the explanation.
Go ahead.
All right. So
VoDcast.
Butters, you might notice if you go to your channel, the same people, it's probably, if you have auto hosting set up for SOAR as a team, you will probably notice that Big Fultz is the only person you're ever hosting. And I'll tell you why. There's this new thing called VoDCasting, which basically, literally the description of it is upload pre-loaded or pre-created videos or previously broadcasted streams, and then chill in your chat and discuss it with viewers. So in my opinion, it would be great for, say, pro players. Pro players are just so focused on their game, so then they would play, stream, and then in a later date, maybe go back through it, explain strats, chat with people, about that kind of stuff. Or if, say, you made a funny YouTube video or something, you were going to go through how somebody did like an editing for something, like kind of like a director's cut type thing while you're discussing a chat. But people are just playing their old broadcasts 24/7. So that it's just their channel is constantly running and constantly playing something. So like you don't even have to be in the room. Like I could go to work and leave my VODs playing all day. So luckily you can shut off auto hosting for VoDCast, because every time I signed in, it was like, you're hosting Big Folds. And I was like, nothing against Big Folds, but like, for one, he did leave SOAR, so he shouldn't even be a team person being hosted. And I'm like, I want to host Rachel. I want to host, other people. I want to host MiDNiTE when I'm not around, like, exactly. And like, I can't be watching that all day. But yeah, so it's basically just I feel like people are abusing it and just leaving it running all day long for for a purpose that it's not supposed to be used for.
Can I say the problem, although you just kind of described it, the problem is that when you start a VODcast, I believe, it actually pushes a notification as if you're going live. Yeah. So it actually says, I don't know if they're going to change it, like, hey, if I follow Proofy on Twitch and he does it, it says, hey, Proofy just started his VODcast. But right now it just says, hey, this person went live. So then people go to the chat and they're like, oh, they're not live. That weakens your notification, because if you're gonna send out these notifications, you're not actually live. Like, why would they want to click it when you are live? Because they don't know if you're VODcast
they don't
or
know.
not.
Yeah.
And thing number 2, funny that you mentioned Big Folds, because I actually saw him in the Black Ops 3 game. When you're browsing on Twitch, it's like live channel, Big Folds, 400 viewers, VODcast, and it's taking up a spot. And that's why he's doing it. He's doing it so that they catch him in the game, which is totally, it's a smart play. It's whatever. It's nothing wrong with it. I think it's Twitch that is in the wrong here by putting it in, by pushing a notification and putting it in with other live channels. I think that's bullshit, and it shouldn't be that way.
No, it should be in a separate category under VODcast entirely, and everything should be split. If it's like, it doesn't matter what game you're playing, it should be, VO3 VODcasts, not VO3 live,
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't like it. I think that they will fix it in the future. Well, I hope that they do.
I hope they do.
I was on MLG for a couple of years, and so after all my streams, I would start up a rebroadcast of my own stream. And so if you did happen to go to my channel, I would say this is a rebroadcast, and then my most recent stream is playing in case you missed it, or you checking out my stream and you see a stream playing and it says it's a rebroadcast. But it was never shuffled in with live channels. It was always like live channels, rebroadcast channels.
Yeah. Which is totally fine. I get that. But it's just that they're pushing it as if they're actually live. Yeah. And then everything's being treated as if they're live. And because like Big Folds has more viewers, he automatically gets hit to the top of that auto host list. So even if somebody new goes live, he's going to get prioritized, which I didn't like. Like, nothing against the dude, but it's like, I don't want to be hosting you 24/7.
Big Folds. I respect Big Folds.
Yeah, nothing against Big Folds. Yeah, absolutely. It's just he was the one person. He was the person that I was like, man, he's grinding lately. He's online all the time, and I was like, oh, it's a VODcast. Oh, okay.
His stream for 5 days ago. Weird.
Yeah.
I think that shoot, what was I just gonna say about it? Frick, I just forgot.
Oh.
It literally just fell out of my brain.
Oh no.
Damn, man. Dude, I hate that. I had an idea of what I was gonna say about it, how they could do it better. They could just have a separate section, I suppose. But that's one of the reasons I haven't, because I know it sends a push notification, so that's one of the reasons I haven't done the VODcasting myself.
My notifications don't go out to half the people anyways. I don't want to mess with that any more than it's already
God, right?
messed with, so.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
How much do you stream, Butters? You said YouTube's your main focus. But do you ever, I know I've been to a couple of your streams. Do you try to do it regularly, or are you just like, hey, I feel like streaming today, let's do it?
It's usually, I feel like streaming today, so let's just do it. It's usually how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because are you in school or you have a job now? You graduated?
Both.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you go to school, job, make YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I could see how you might have time to stream.
Yeah, if I ever want to stream, I can't, people are always asking me, you need to make a stream schedule. I'm like, I wish I could, but legitimately I can't with the schedule that I have.
And people don't realize that. You've always been very open about how you're way more of a YouTuber and you just like streaming occasionally because you feel like it. It's not something that you want to be scheduled to. I stream almost every single day and I still can't get myself on a schedule because I just don't know what's going on. I might be 10 minutes late. I might be 15 minutes late. So I'm just like, I'll be on.
Today.
I'll be on eventually.
Yeah. Exactly. So I can't imagine somebody like you even being on one because you never know when you're going to have to work. You never know when you're going to want to go do something. You're always visiting the SOAR house. You just never you never know when you're, want to do something.
Never know when I want to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
I like my naps. I really like my naps.
Nap. Oof. Dude, I can't nap. It makes me feel worse. Yeah.
It is a
Do you nap
sweet
for a
spot.
long time? Or just like a little bit?
It is a
Do you nap
sweet
for a
spot.
long time? Or just like a little bit?
Oh, well, it's kind of funny they mentioned that because a couple days ago, I laid down for a nap, and I
You woke up
napped for 8 hours. And I'm wondering, at
Dang.
that point, is that a nap or did I fall asleep?
That's
Was that at
sleep.
like
That's
during the
sleep.
day?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she woke up
no.
at like midnight or something, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa!"
And I
Oh,
tweeted out. I remember I was
no.
like,
But it's like, I'm
"I slept
awake
for 8
now."
hours. You know, is this a nap or did I fall asleep?
That'll ruin
Nope.
my whole month. I'm old.
I'm pretty sure if you go through more than one REM cycle, it counts as sleep. So I think
Yeah.
you slept.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think I'm interrupting my REM cycle. That's why I feel like crap. Like I wake up, like I'll sleep for like an hour or two, and I wake up and like my stomach feels like crap. My head hurts.
That's that. See, like the sweet spot, there's different like lengths that you can nap for that do different things. So like 30 minutes is like the ideal time for like a power nap, just to kind of refresh yourself. And then like to increase memory and alertness, it's like an hour and a half. You basically just make it through one REM cycle and then wake up. So the idea is to stop it before you hit the next one. Because like once you start hitting the next one, if you don't have like the full sleep, you're gonna wake up in the middle of it and your body's just gonna be like,
yeah, dude, it's literally like my body, like it's like your blood or something about how it's sending signals to your muscles, like it still wants you to be asleep.
Yeah, because it's like the cortisol levels and all the adrenal glands and stuff. They just don't know how to act because you're resting when you shouldn't be, type thing. So
damn, that was dope.
Yeah.
Powered down science.
Powered down science.
By Amanda the
We still
Jedi.
don't still fully understand how sleep and stuff works. We just know that there's those general basics.
Isn't
about
it
it.
kind of weird how when you sleep, your body's paralyzed? Have you guys ever had sleep paralysis?
Yes.
No, I haven't. I know people who do though.
Yes.
I had actually some bouts with it a few years ago. But it's crazy how your body keeps you still, your brain's resting, but at the same time it's dreaming, it's thinking. Your subconscious is sending out these stories, like me earlier with the canoe and the snakes.
Yeah.
And why do I rarely have good dreams, by the way? It's rare if I'm like having a great day in my dream. Like it's always like some kind of pressure, or someone's chasing me, or the end of the world's happening. Like it's always like an action movie that's going down in my dreams.
Dang.
What decides that?
That's what we don't really know. The body just has like a general vague idea that it might have something to do with stimuli you've encountered during your day or what you went to sleep thinking about. But it's also because maybe you could be obsessed with something all day and it's all you're thinking about, it's all you're doing, and then you don't dream about it. And then like the next day you could think about something in passing and it's like the most important part of your dream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Like I'm no joke. This is gonna So I've been rewatching The Office again. Quite a bit.
Aren't you just in a perpetual cycle of rewatching
Yes,
The
I
Office?
am. Yes, I am. But I went back through and I rewatched How I Met Your Mother. Now I'm back on rewatching The Office continuously.
Oh,
so
you took a break?
Yeah. I took a little break, just a wee
fan.
break. Come on. So there's this one episode where like Pam and Jim are watching a movie with Andy because he's the only one who can download movies, and it's like this fake movie where like Jack Black is dating Jessica Alba's grandmother, so it's like him dating this really old chick. And I wasn't even fully paying attention. I've been editing videos for before I leave. And then I had a dream where I was dating a grandma. And it was the grossest thing. And
Amanda
I woke
goes
up and I
hard.
felt so gross. I felt so, like, nothing happened. But it was just one of those things. I was aware that there was this person that I was dating. I was like, this is weird.
That's hilarious.
And then I woke up and I was like, why?
I pictured you going to the nursing home with like your rolled up sleeves. Like, what's up, Betty? Hey, Agatha, how's it going?
Betty? Yeah, exactly. So it's just like little things like that can affect your dreams because it's just like it just picks up on things and goes with it, you know? Or some people just don't remember their dreams ever. There's certain people who never have remembered a dream in their life.
That's weird.
Yeah, I actually feel bad for those people because even though I do have some pretty messed up action movie dreams, it's almost like this release, or I'm able to at least think about like, why am I feeling like that? If I'm really stressed out in my real life, you know, I could maybe equate it to why I dreamt about what I dreamt about, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's so different. Almost so many different things.
Have y'all heard of lucid dreaming?
Yes. I had one time.
One time.
Really?
I was trying to do that so much.
Yeah. I was trying to as well, and I woke up with sleep paralysis. So I never tried it ever again.
Never tried again. Oh.
Bro, it was okay. It was when I was having bouts with sleep paralysis. I was really like stressed out and like sick in my real life, my walking life. And I was just really going through it at that time. It was one of my least favorite times in my life. And I kept getting it. Part of it, I didn't know that it actually, sleep paralysis happens more when you're on your back. I don't know if you guys know that. I don't know why it is that way.
Makes sense.
I don't know why it is that way, but so I actually made, like, if you actually look at my channel, because I've been posting videos forever, Butters knows. Amanda knows too. But I posted a video about it describing it. I thought I had like a nightmare or something. And then the comments were like, yo, you had sleep paralysis. That's crazy. I'm like, what? So I look up a bunch of stuff. And it would happen. I would be on my back. And the urge, I didn't have hallucinations until like the first couple times. The urge to like get up was there. Like I could feel like the core of my body like crunching so I could try to get up.
Yeah. You
but I couldn't
make yourself.
Yeah. And it felt like my throat was like closing. And the first like hallucination, because you can have hallucinations with it. Trust me, I'm not crazy. Look it up.
No, it's true. You can. There's people who have
these.
Butters, have you hallucinated?
They see dark figures and.
Bro, I did. I'm telling you.
I saw a dark figure.
1,000%. Okay, here's what happened. This is when I was the worst time of my life. I'm sleeping on my back, and I turned my head to my door. I had like my bed and then my door. Okay.
Yeah.
How do I look? Okay, yeah, that's good. So yeah, my bed, door's wide open. I look over, and I'm like, my eyes are closed, but I'm looking like through the cracks in my eyes. So like, I don't know if I dreamt that I did this or if I really did do this and hallucinated, but I hallucinated a dark cloaked figure with red eyes, and I could feel it. I couldn't hear it, but I could feel its energy. Like, no bullshit. Yeah. I know this makes me sound nuts, but
no,
trust me,
this super really, common. Like,
this happened. I'm telling you 100%. Matter of fact, it happened. Because I'm not like one of those people. So I like staring at this thing, and it walks towards me, and I wake up like a jolt. Like my body was probably like, fuck this, wake up.
Yeah. There's people who get like terrorized by that kind of stuff like nightly, and I guess like the figure just always gets closer and closer and closer, but then never actually like gets to you.
What did you hallucinate?
I hallucinated a dark figure
with red eyes.
I did not have red eyes. I was asleep on the couch on my back, no red eyes or anything. But when I was asleep in my basement, we have a bunch of Halloween props. Like we have a full size like dead pirate and like an electric chair band and stuff in the basement. So like I was asleep, I look over, I see a figure, I'm like, oh look, the Halloween prop moved. And then it's heading closer to me. I'm like, wait a second, that's not right. This isn't. No. What the hell? And then I finally realized it was funny because I had read about sleep paralysis maybe a month before it actually happened for the first time in my life. I was like 19, I think, and I sat there. I was like, this is totally sleep paralysis. I'm hallucinating. I'm totally fine. I'm gonna look straight up at the ceiling and it'll be done before I know it. And I did, and I was perfectly fine.
Dude,
I couldn't move my arms, my legs, nothing.
You went from like sleep paralysis right into lucid, so you were able to like.
No, I was
because
just
most people can't check themselves out. Most people know what's happening and they can't.
That's what happened to me. Okay, so how I lucid dreamt, I had one dream where I was lucid dreaming. I was in between sleep paralysis, because sleep paralysis actually happened to me later that morning. But I was walking through this mall that I used to work at, and it was weird, because I typically dream at malls. Like, I like big malls that I've never been to, some malls I've been to. I don't know if it's because I'm from Minnesota, Mall of America, But, like, so I'm in this mall, and all of a sudden in my dream, I'm thinking in my dream, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm dreaming. This is dope. And I decided, like, where I wanted to go in the mall. I was like, I'm going to go down the escalator. And so I thought about doing it, and I did it in my dream, and I was like, holy shit, it's still working. Like, I really felt, like, conscious in my dream. Like, I felt like I acknowledged that I was dreaming. And so my sleep paralysis kept getting really bad. I started having, like, auditory hallucinations. Like, does this ever happen to you guys? It's just got me freaked out that, like, one day I'm going to be a total psycho and just hear stuff. But I was sleeping. It's like that state of, like, in between sleep. And I hear, like, a door or, like, a knock, like a knock, knock. And I'm like, hello, what's up? And I look, and there's nothing. And I'm like, stop. Like, why is this happening? But the first time, or not the first time, but one of the worst sleep paralysis things I had was I was asleep, and I woke up, and I could hear, like, a dog growling, like, in my ear. Like, it sounded like the dog's snout was, like, in my ear growling.
Oh, wow.
And all of a sudden, I woke up, but I woke up in my dream, which is the trippiest shit. I actually just had a dream the other day where I woke up in my dream to people burglarizing me.
Oh, geez.
Maybe I'm just paranoid. But so I woke up after the dog's growling, and I saw around my bed probably like 50 3-foot hooded things standing around my bed watching me. And I woke up and I was like, yo.
Oh my God.
So I got up out of my bed in my dream, and I ran upstairs, and it was the house where I lived with at my dad's house. And so I woke up, and there's Christmas lights, and my dad's sitting on the couch, and I'm like, Dad, what's going on? And he looked over at me, and he had no eyes. I was like, what? And I woke up.
Whoa.
I know, bro. The mind
Oh
is
my
horrible.
God.
Like, my brain sucks, dude. I'm telling you.
Dang.
I know.
Apparently.
But you know what I noticed? I'm going to tell you guys. If y'all have sleep paralysis, I'm going to tell you how to fix it because I've fixed it. This rarely happens to me now. Number one, I was stressed out in real life, and it was coming out in this form, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Number two, do not sleep on your back. I do not sleep on my back. Sometimes I do. Like the worst part too is if you wake up and then fall back asleep on your back, you're definitely screwed.
Yeah.
Probably.
Which is weird because technically the sleeping on your back's the best position for you.
Yeah, it is. I sleep on my side and it's all like jacked up all the time.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm like hugging my how do you say that? You're the thing behind
the
me?
waifu.
The waifu. The waifu.
Waifu.
To trigger
The
all my
waifu pillow.
The waifu.
Butters has one. Do you hold it like a person?
I mean, yeah.
Just imagine like wife
Grab
but
her
foo at
face.
the end.
Waifu.
Yeah, she's
Waifu.
Can I spell
Wifey.
wifey?
no, it's waifu. It's not
Waifu.
waifu.
Waifu pillow.
Yeah.
Yes, they're awesome, and they're huge too. Like that.
No, yeah,
having her in the
see.
background does not do her justice. She's actually massive.
Body pillows
Dang.
are dope. I don't think I'd put is a chick on there or guy? Can it be a
Chick.
guy?
I don't think I've never seen a male waifu.
I've seen many of them. They're called husbandos.
What? They have a name. That's dope.
They have a name.
Bro, that's
Husbando
dope.
pillows, yeah. They're real.
That's it.
Wow.
I bet the waifu would save you if you started having sleep paralysis again. Has it
So
happened to you
that would
recently?
definitely-
Across here, so I mean, probably because she's watching over me and protecting me.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's like a
Definitely.
dream catcher / body pillow / waifu.
Exactly. That's what you need if you guys ever have sleep paralysis. Waifu pillow.
Waifu pillow.
There
All
you
your
go.
troubles will away.
Got
She'll
you.
protect you.
Also, I was going to go on to other ways you can stop this. Don't sleep on your back. Stop being stressed out if you can, or at least find a better way to deal with it and release that.
Yeah.
Maybe subtweet a little bit like Amanda. And then, and also, I was able to pinpoint when it was happening because I was awake, right? But my body wouldn't let me move. And so I stopped hallucinating when I started realizing that it was happening. I was consciously thinking about because I would always wake up in this like crunched up like feeling in my like I was trying to get up but I couldn't.
Yeah.
So I'd quickly while that was happening, and it almost feels like I don't think it ever happened while I was in bed with somebody, which is unfortunate because I want to know what it sounds like. I feel like I'm trying to talk, like I'm trying to like get a word out, like
Yeah. You probably are. You're probably making noises. So.
Dude, I feel so bad if I'm sleeping with someone and that starts happening and they're like, what is she doing?
Is she okay?
What, do I wake her up? What do I do? But anyway, so I realized though while it was happening, and so I read that if you try to wiggle your toes, you can kind of wake yourself up. So I'd be sleeping and going through it, and I consciously would realize it. And so I think it's okay. This is going to end because that's the best thing to do when you're having anxiety is to understand that it's why can't I think of words, bro? It's like
temporary.
Temporary. Thank you. Jesus, this has been happening to me so much. It's got me worried about my brain. Like, I need to start taking some, like, nootropic stuff to get my brain going, it feels like. But, so I would wiggle my toes, and that would wake me up, like, pretty fast. Like, I would understand what's happening. I'd wiggle my toes, and I feel like that would wake me up. I don't know. It's weird. But that's how I fix my sleep paralysis. So if you or somebody knows having that, tell them not to sleep on their back. And if they're having it, think about it, wiggle their toes. It's going to be okay. Understand that it will end.
Understand.
Yes, that's important to keep in mind. There is a finish line.
Yes. Which I think is the most important thing for people with anxiety. Because I have anxiety too. We talked about earlier. I hate flying. Literally would rather drive than fly an hour.
Yeah.
Or even just, it's not an hour, but like going through the whole process and then just being stuck in the plane. I don't know why. I can't stand it.
Yeah, it happens.
That's totally fair. My question is it different if you have a window seat versus an aisle seat?
I love the window seat because no one's next to me. On that,
lovely.
and I can just like,
Right.
I love a window seat.
Fair.
Also, I like to be able to see. I'm not afraid of anything. Like, the actual engineering behind flying is actually really cool. It's super rare for it to crash. Did you guys hear? I should have wrote this down. Did you guys hear there was going to be a flight from Seattle to Beijing, and this guy that was in first class, he was seated in the first row of first class, got up and lunged for the exit door. He lunged to open the door, and so the stewardess broke a big-ass wine bottle over his head, and another one hit him with a second bottle, which didn't break, but they subdued him and turned around. They were like, it looked like they were maybe an hour into their flight, maybe less.
Damn,
and they turned around
crazy.
to stop going to Beijing, and they landed at Seattle. And I was reading articles trying to figure out why would he do that? Like, is he some kind of crazy suicidal guy? And he's like, F it all. Or like, what would happen if that door does open while you're in the air? I'm pretty sure they just flop down the masks and everything's fine.
No, it would completely change the cabin pressure. It would be really
get cold and
everything would mess
changes.
up.
Everything
gets
really
hard.
right?
Flop down
everything
those
gets sucked.
masks, close
Anything
the door.
but that's what I mean. But if you were, say, somebody was walking to the bathroom, or if somebody was near it and wasn't buckled in, like they're gone. Like
he was trying to get sucked out.
Was he getting extradited?
Awful way to go. Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out why he did it. I couldn't find it in any of the articles.
Interesting.
But that's like a freak. I try not to let stuff like that freak me out because that's like such a freak occurrence. And like
and
really
it's hard to do it. It'd be really hard to open it.
I'm pretty sure you need 2 people to open that door.
Yeah, you do.
And so the stewardess and everyone is very well trained, obviously, because they said that the stewardess went into their training mode and stopped this dude with whatever they had, which was a wine bottle, cracked it open.
Well, do what you do.
Props to them, man. I think that are they? Do we still call them stewardess, hostesses? What do we call them?
I think it's flight attendants.
Flight attendants. They're very well trained. They're actually like some of like the hardest working people too, because they're on legs. Well, you did, because your dad's a pilot. Like he goes on long legs, right? And then he comes back for a while. Is that how it works?
I mean, what does he do? I don't know. Sometimes like I'll be sitting here in Atlanta and he'll be leaving in the morning at 8 a.m. Be like, yeah, I'm going to New York. I'm like, okay. He'll come back at like 5 o'clock. Hey, I'm back from New York. I'm like, oh, hey, how's your flight?
Dang, that's crazy.
Good.
So he does.
I'm like, oh, wow.
I suppose he would do one flight, huh? Or one trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but your dad's like he's not that kind of pilot. He's like he's like a private flight.
Yeah, he's like a chauffeur for the skies.
That's dope. Yeah. If I had to be a pilot, I'd pick that. So he's like picking up. Cool. He's picking up like Conor McGregor and shit and flying him to New York.
Yeah, he's picked up some really famous people, like the guy who ran the Georgia Aquarium here.
That's
he's
cool.
flown him around.
That's a really big aquarium.
Like, oh yeah, that's so. He's really nice. Yeah, I fly him around a lot. I'm like, oh, okay, Dad.
Nice. Okay. So do rich people, do they rent those services in that plane, or do they own that plane and they hire your dad?
Well, my dad actually works for a specific company, so he flies the executive people of this specific company around.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's probably how it works. Or no, would you have like a private chauffeur if you have a private jet?
I mean,
yeah, you
probably would, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to be trained to fly these jets. Like these jets are very particular, and you gotta know this aircraft like the back of your hand. So I would imagine you'd like probably have like. Kind of a package deal, jet
I live pretty close. Oh, that's so much better for him too then, because the airport's so much smaller. I live right by a really small airport where those kinds of planes come in all day, all night, and even like the smaller planes. I forget what they're called, but the smaller like spy plane looking ones.
Yeah.
I like those. They're cool, and so I see them coming all the time. If I had to be, I thought about being a pilot, which is ironic, because I hate flying. This was a while ago when I liked it that I thought about doing it. I'm like, man, you got to get so many hours. There's so much work you have to put in actually to become an experienced airline pilot, because you have to be trustworthy, pertinent to your time and being there when they need you. But that's crazy that he gets to fly like the cool plane.
Yeah, he gets to fly like the really cool plane that goes super high up in the air. And my dad's always telling me like, being a pilot's just like playing a big video game. You should be a pilot. I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of true in a way.
Yeah.
But because it all kind of, there's a big console that they have to understand, the controls, and like, it would be dope. I want to be the air traffic controller.
I kid you not, I was actually just about to mention that. My dad, for years, whenever I bring anybody home or any of my friends, if they got a deep voice and they talk really well, my dad says, you should be an air traffic controller. You need like 4 years in college. Doesn't matter what degree you get, you're good. You will make bank every year. We need
I think I could do it. I think I could be an air traffic controller.
I could definitely do it.
Like, if you're into commentating and stuff, like air traffic controller.
Because I have that voice.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Hey, 759er, you're all clear to go there on the northern sector. Go ahead.
You are off course.
Where are you going? Confirm. Oh, somebody's trying to open the door. Okay, turn around. Get your ass back. I think
I would enjoy that job. I think
I would too.
Get that booming voice.
Maybe I've just thought about it because I live so close to one of those little airports, but I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Be kind of cool. Okay, I have 2 questions for Butters before we go, because we're actually getting to the point of the end of episode 19. It's gotten really fast too. It goes fast every week because Amanda and I are stupid good at talking. But when we have a guest, it goes even faster. 2 questions. I already know the answer, but I want to explain to people that don't know. Why is your name Noisy Butters? How and why is that all your social media?
It is all my social media except my Snapchat. But
Oh, word.
yeah.
Was that taken or like what happened there?
It was taken, and then I had it, and then I got fed up one day and I deleted it, and I just need to contact support to get it back, really. But I'm just kind of like, yeah, let's make another one.
Rage quit Snapchat.
Yeah, whatever. It was gonna be like a private Snapchat for me to use.
Oh,
and I was like, if I want a private Snapchat, maybe I shouldn't make it my handle.
Yeah,
I have 2 as well.
Totally valid.
Yeah, so I that was kind of my thinking. I was like, I'm just gonna delete it. That was the stupidest thing I've done. But my name. So I've been called Butters from South Park for many years. My family's always called me Butters.
He's the best character.
I agree.
South Park, by the way.
No bias or anything. No bias. I love Little Butters. He's amazing. I have Little Butters right here.
Oh
I was gonna send you that, but then I don't know if you found it or somebody beat me to it. Yeah.
Somebody beat you to it. It's just Little Butters.
Why can I never think of the superhero version of him? Not Insano. What's his name? Captain
Professor Chaos.
Professor Chaos.
Because you're always thinking of Osimo. Every time you want to say his name, you think of Osimo, but it's
Professor Chaos. The bomb.
Yeah. But I was called Butters for years because I'm blonde. I like the color light blue. I'm small. I'm really gullible. I'm overly positive all the time. And I'm really naive, and I fall for everything.
There's some slight similarities to the voice. You sound like you could be.
And people say that I do sound like Butters. And
I feel like if you were younger, you would sound like pretty spot on.
Yeah, like if the real Butters is ever sick, Matt and Trey might be like, "Yo, Butters, get in here. We need to fill in."
Yeah, we need to fill in right now.
Yep, but that's where Butters for my name came from. When I got my Xbox 360 and I actually got live, I typed in Butters for the gamer tag. Obviously, it was taken because 2 OG.
Yeah.
And the Xbox suggested Noisy Butters. And I laughed, and I pressed A. And the rest is history. I couldn't change it. And I was like, okay, I'm stuck here.
It works, though. It's good. It's
good.
It's kind of unique. It's really stupid.
I thought it meant that you screamed a lot in your videos or something. So I'm like, she's not screaming.
No.
And then I asked you in your Twitch chat one day, I'm like, what's up with your name? Which I'm sure you get all the time, so I felt bad because I'm like, I'm making her retell the story again for the umpteenth
time.
It's
a fun story to tell, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just did it again on the podcast, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just interesting because are you going to play the new South Park game? And did you play the old South Park game, Stick of Truth?
I'm so excited.
I did not play the old South Park game. I'm terrible. I bought the game. I promise you. I know.
Wait,
Stick of Truth.
That makes
sitting
it worse.
at home right now.
You bought it and didn't play it?
You didn't play it?
You were like, nah.
I was gonna save it for a stream or something.
Yeah, it would be a good stream game. You should do that.
Yeah,
a good stream.
I really want to do that, but I bought it 2 years ago. So.
Just wait for the new one to come out because it's almost.
Or get close to it. Wait for the week before the new one comes out, and then play the other one. Yeah,
that's
like
kind of
RPG style, right? Is that what it's called? That style of game.
It's an RPG style game.
Threw me off, but it was kind of cool, and the storyline to it's hilarious.
It is.
If you're at all a fan of South Park, you'll like it.
Mm-hmm.
Second question I have for you before we go. Mm-hmm. New Call of Duty, World War II. You're a Call of Duty commentator, or do I call you commentator? YouTube content creator. Okay. Thoughts on the new COD? Is it going to suck? Is it going to be good? Or you don't know?
I remain very hopeful, but that's just what I usually do. I'm excited for Boots on the Ground, and when I played a game like World at War, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I didn't even play multiplayer. I played campaign, and I loved it to death.
Oh, wow.
I beat it on veteran and everything. I loved it. So I have really high hopes for World War II.
So is that what COD did you start with?
I actually started with Modern Warfare 2, and then I backtracked to Call of Duty 4 and World at War in the upcoming years, back in 2011 or something.
What's your top 3 favorite CODs?
Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 3.
Wow, weird.
Yeah, no doubt. Boom.
That's every generation, basically.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I love all those games so much. Black Ops 1 was the one that I spent a lot of time getting good at playing Call of Duty at. Modern Warfare 2, I was just having fun.
Yeah.
But I ended up backtracking with Modern Warfare 2, and it became my instant favorite.
Nice.
So,
cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. So do you think World War II is going to be good, or you just hopeful?
I remain super hopeful. So I want to say, I think it's going to be good, but you never know, Call of Duty's kind of,
there's a lot of room to, and you got to think about it too, when they're making it, there's so many different subgroups of people that you're trying to please. You're trying to please the casual people, the hardcore nerd people like me, the competitive crowd, the sniper crowd, the trick shot crowd, the every crowd, the people who want easy things to get kills with, and the people that don't. It's just, it's a lot to try to perfect. So it's definitely
I feel like people don't realize that.
No, yeah. Well, a lot of people think, especially, I've noticed a lot of trick shotter people thinking, oh, well, they took out kill cam. Guess they don't care about trick shotters. It's like, if you think past
okay,
that,
dude.
it's actually a really good feature for most of the other people that are playing. But I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I remain hopeful. It's one of those things where if I think about it, I'm like, oh boy, the next Call of Duty. Every time I get hopeful for a COD, I get a little sad. But if I have to sit here and talk about it, I'm like, I'm hyped for it. Yeah.
And is that? Do you think that's just because of the last 3 jetpack CODs, or do you think it's actually a cool thing that they're going back to World War II?
I think it's really cool they're going back to World War II because I really did enjoy World at War. So and it'll be. I know it's the big thing, but like boots on the ground. I'm excited for a nice mix up there. Very excited.
Yeah, firmly on the ground too. It looks like you can barely strafe jump. So
Exactly.
I'm excited to see what types of people or how people play now. If they're gonna play different or slower, or what is gonna happen. But I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you so much for coming on, Butters, SOAR Butters, Noisy Butters, Hannah. Go subscribe to her. Her info is down below her webcam, and also it will be in the description. Same thing with Amanda. I'm so jealous of y'all's branding, by the way. Y'all have the same branding for each website.
I'm even better than her. My Snapchat's the same too.
You're just one step ahead of the game, aren't you?
Yeah, you are. Well, it sounds like she could get it back, so she could stick around and get it back. Yeah. But either way, go sub to them. They're cool. Sub to me. I'm okay. I stream a lot. I stream on Twitch. I won't be streaming the next 2 days out because I'm leaving, but I'll be back. And next episode will be on Tuesday. It will be broadcast on my Twitch channel. Is that okay? Some people told us that we should do both Twitch channels, and I think that's
too confusing. That'd be way too confusing if we were trying to pay attention to 2 different chats. So it would be better if you all on yours.
Yeah, I
you
feel
moderate.
Like,
I'll just watch your chat. It'll be good.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it because they were like, you should do both. I'm like, that's a lot to look at, and then also it could split. Like I want everyone to be a part of the same conversation.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Exactly.
Dope. Go follow my Twitch for that. And I hope y'all have a great day. Good talk. See you out there. I feel like I'm forgetting to say something. I
think that's it.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye.